Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson.
M15 PCA.
Nate 454.
Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. And follow us over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. So, we got the next episode of Discovery, and it's both intriguing and stupid.
It's like the last episode, but even more so.
Like, you have a couple moments where it's like, oh, this is kind of cool. This is kind of interesting. Then you just muddle it all up with silliness and
stupid stuff.
Just stuff and things that they get wrong. That's always a problem with going into the past and like doing prequel stuff. You're gonna run into issues with continuity and stuff.
Yep.
And then it's just dumb little go girl stuff.
Get rid of it. We don't need it.
It's really ridiculous. But we start the episode out. And we always have to have a previously on Star Trek Discovery.
Because we're stupid. We don't remember the first season.
We don't remember anything.
Yeah.
And it's just, guys, just tell the story. You don't have to dedicate every single episode. They've had a preview for every episode.
And it's not from the first season, too.
Yeah. So we get an opening, and it's Michael Burnham doing a Stardate thing, talking about the energy orb things. And we see a ship, and it's a Vulcan ship. But then it zooms out, and it's Michael Burnham looking at a star map. So did you see that little ship? Was it flying?
Was she playing a video game? What is this?
This episode has a ton of weird transitions.
Oh my goodness.
A lot of weird camera work.
And it started to give me a headache.
There was a lot of times when it cuts to a new scene, the camera will be upside down and then it flips into position.
Yeah.
Stop doing it.
Exactly.
Do it a couple times. I can understand outer space because technically there's no up in space. But in it happened.
They did it 7 times in this, like 7-8 times.
It was really, really stupid. So she's trying to figure out this. Burnham's trying to figure out the thing, and then you get another weird transition. She's looking at the computer screen, and then it flashes white. And then she was standing in her quarters, and then turns away. What's with the weird transitions?
Like what happened?
A lot of people in the comments, and I've been reading, like they want that cinematic look, but it's a little too heavy-handed. Especially in this episode, so whoever was...
It's just like very artsy when you didn't need it.
Yeah,
it's way too much.
Trek doesn't need trickery
to
get you to care about it. But it just feels like you're lacking in other things. So, here's something weird and funny to look
shiny,
at.
Yeah.
Burnham walks out of her quarters, and then all the lights start turning off. Like, I thought they were doing a code black, like they were going to do a jump or something. No. There is their officer training half marathon, which is 13.1 miles or something.
It's half of a normal marathon.
Yeah. And they're doing the half marathon, like, oh, get out of the way. Like, the computer basically...
But there was seconds. They didn't give any real warning.
Yeah, so they're doing laps around the ring. Man, how many laps would that be? That's a long... They'd be running a while. So we see Tilly, and she's, like, running with everyone else. And it's like... She wouldn't be able to keep up. And this is towards the end of the race.
Yeah.
I've done, like, a 10 mile, 11 miles. It's tough. It's not easy, especially for someone like Tilly who doesn't look.
She's not in shape.
Yeah, she's not in shape at all. But she's like right there with everyone else. But she keeps having her little hallucinations. Basically, remember her dead friend who just has this horrific sounding voice.
Oh, it's just the divorce part of this episode again.
She's just an odd person they picked for this. I guess they can't have a white person, so they have to pick. Anything but white, I think, is the answer for everything in the show.
Oh, yeah, I know, right?
And she just has a weird-sounding, squeaky voice. And it almost gets, because the lights keep turning off and on, it's like, why won't the lights just be on?
Yeah, isn't that kind of dangerous to run like that?
But...
Because you can't see anything.
It makes this whole part scarier.
Yeah.
But so Tilly's having this kind of mental breakdown. So
she really stops.
She stops running the marathon and has a conversation with this entity or whatever it is in her mind for a little while. And she's going back and forth talking to it. I don't need you in my head right now. Then Tilly starts running, catches up to the rest of the group.
And actually wins.
And then outruns them and wins.
And we're talking about Stargate Cadets are going to be tip-top shape because they're at their prime right now. No. I'm calling BS on that.
She wins the half marathon.
I know the only way I could justify it to myself was that this was all in her head and that wasn't happening.
Yeah, she was still running the whole time?
That's what I'm thinking, because what else could it be?
It's ridiculous. It's preposterous.
If it was the beginning of the race, okay, because then you have time to catch up. Not when it's...
It was like the final leg.
No way. No way.
She went and did power sprint and blew past
because
everyone.
you can't have her lose. She's a woman, obviously. She has to win.
And out of shape, and she can win a half marathon race. With crippled people?
It's the guy in the wheelchair from the first season. What is this?
So she wins, and of course it's like, oh, great job for you. You're great. And... Michael Burnham, hands her some water. It's like, oh, and she's talking to her, and then that entity in her mind. May, was that her name?
I think it was.
It was
I
May,
don't
and she's
remember.
like talking to her, but she's being almost like mean to Tilly, like kind of like, oh, we need to do this. We have a plan. We have to do things, and it's like, whoa, this. It started out as like an encouragement type thing. Now it's like this. It's almost evil. Like,
Yeah.
whoa, what is this thing? And of course, Tilly's like ignoring it, but you couldn't ignore someone like basically barking in your
No, and then
freaking
it's
ear.
constant. It's non-stop.
We get to the bridge and they see a ship, you know, with ship on sensors, and it's approaching us. Like, well, okay, well, what is it? Oh, it's an emissary envoy thing, but they're not giving us any other information.
That wouldn't happen?
They want to beam one person over. Well, what the hell? And even Captain Pike's like, we're like on a special mission. They have to tell us. Well, we don't have to. Well, what's with this weird secrecy?
Yeah, that's so weird for no reason. Like this.
And this wasn't. It's nothing special.
No. All they had to say is, it's priority 1. You have to take it in your ready room. That's all you had
He's
to
like,
do.
send it to my quarters. Oh,
Like,
I see who it is. Okay.
That happened all the time in Next Generation.
It's just a weird thing.
Yeah.
It's just like a weird. Why even do it? But they see it, and it's like, oh, it's a Vulcan ship, and then Michael Burnham recognizes it's Sarek's ship.
Yeah.
Because he has like these really cool flame decals. No. Somehow she can know that it's his just by just looking at
It
it.
kind of looks Vulcan, but not really, because he has a weird, like, U shape. It's weird.
Maybe because it's his own personal vessel.
Maybe.
But Michael's like, oh, so they're expecting it to be Sarek.
Yeah.
They got one to beam over, and it.
I thought it was going to be Spock for a minute.
Yeah, it's Sarek's wife.
Yeah.
Like, oh wow, interesting. And it was just her, all by herself. Of course, we got a hug because that's what we do. And she's like basically saying, oh, we information about Spock. I need to talk to you, but it like has to be like person to person. Well, okay. Then we get to the Klingons. Remember how what's her face became like chancellor and all that stuff? So she's like the head chancellor, bringing the houses together. They show the classic Bird of Prey,
Yeah.
D7, I believe, model.
Yeah, class, yeah.
But these things already existed before,
Yeah.
so they're saying these are brand new.
No, it's like, I guarantee they're only doing this because it ticked off the fans. What do you think? We're going to be happy that you changed everything in that timeline?
Because in this version of Trek, the Klingons fly on garbage ships.
Yeah.
They look like giant garbage
I
barges.
always call them the hive ships from Destiny.
Yeah.
That's what they are.
They look like they're like organic and stuff. So they show off like a hologram of the new fleet, and it looks like the classic Birds of Prey that are green and very boxy looking.
Yeah.
But those ships already existed in Archer's time.
Yeah,
so-
exactly. Archer's time had it.
I gotta mess that. She kind of screwed that one up, guys.
No,
but
they're trying
whatever.
to fix a problem. They didn't need to make a problem, but they made it, so they're trying to fix it and they can't.
A lot of the Klingons have hair now.
Yeah.
The only one who looked good was the old grandpa guy.
From the other one of the houses, he looked like a Klingon the way he's supposed to look. Thank you. Even though at this time they're not supposed to have the ridges, so maybe they cosmetically started getting him back then. I don't care. At least he looks like a Klingon that I remember. I'll give it that.
Our girl, Laurel, is that her name?
I think so.
She has hair now, and it looks ridiculous. It's
looks
it's
silly.
a clown wig.
It's,
it looks
it's terrible. There's no meshing. It just looks like hair here, and then stitch, and then you go. That's what it looks
I
like.
mean, a season 1 Worf looked better.
Yeah.
His hair did. Okay.
Yeah.
This looks horrible. Some of the, and it's funny. It's a varying levels of looks. We have some Klingons where it looks okay, like the old man. Then we have ones like this where it's like that looks stupid.
And then one person had like a elongated head and looked like he had the Fu Manchu thing
Yeah.
on. It's like, what?
See, because the original Klingons in the series had like their little thin
little bit.
mustaches.
So it's they're trying, but it's
You made it worse.
yeah.
It's like, you ask for something. Oh, I'll kind of halfway give you what you want. Just don't do it at all then.
No, because you should have did it to begin with.
Yeah, you shouldn't have effed up.
Just
in
go.
the
You
beginning.
just go where you were doing. You know.
But I guess she's giving like this speech and they're talking about the ship and everything, and Tyler's there. He has this big old beard.
Yeah, actually, Tyler kind of cool.
I don't know. The beard's a
You
little
look like
bushy.
you look like a Ronin to me.
He's a little too bushy. Yeah, he almost looks like he's like the Warren Samurai guy.
Yeah.
But they're talking, of course, and there's going to be some pushback from the other houses.
Well, yeah, because he looks human now. They're not going to recognize him.
And there's a funny little scene, because I guess they established in the first season where the different houses had different like face makeups,
Which is weird. They
which
never
is a
had
really
that.
weird thing. And then like they're like, you still wear the makeup and we're supposed to be unified and everything. And then Tyler gets up and she's talking crap. So Tyler's going to defend his woman, his chancellor, and he gets up in his face like, you need to take that paint off your face. And then like he kind of swipes at it or whatever, like he messes it up, and then he's like up in his face like I'm like, man,
Well,
you
he
didn't
didn't kill where he stand. I mean, he's a Klingon.
But that's the chancellor's
yeah.
lover,
Yeah.
and the funny thing is he was Klingon. It's not like it's just some random human. They know that he was Volk. They know
But
that.
again, we're talking about a very xenophobic society that sees him as a human now. He looks human. They're not gonna see that.
So we get back to the I keep wanting to say
The fire looked okay too in the scene.
Oh yeah, the little thing or whatever
It
in the room.
looked okay.
I keep wanting to say Enterprise. It's the Discovery.
Yeah.
So they get back to Discovery, and it's Michael. She's talking to her mom. She calls her, I just don't like how everything she disses herself and everything. She doesn't like call her mother.
You're not a Vulcan. Just call her mom.
It's so weird. So they're talking, and I guess she went to go see Spock, and they refused to give her any information.
That's
she's
insane.
The wife of an ambassador, a very important person in
Starfleet. One of the
Starfleet.
biggest ambassadors besides Spock. That's how big he was.
And then they basically told her, no, you can't even get any of his medical records. Nothing. Whoo-wee.
I go, that's got to be Section 31. That's what I'm thinking. 'Cause there's no way.
So she steals his medical file. How did she do that?
Now didn't make a copy, which is weird. She didn't know how to do that. No one on the Vulcans knew how to do that.
Did she do a what's that over there? And then pickpocket it? They don't show it, but it makes no sense how she stole it. Yeah, she did the old switcheroo.
They have cameras everywhere. You didn't tell me they were.
Wouldn't they have noticed that it was removed from the computer or whatever?
Yeah.
It's just a stupid plot point. Why couldn't they just show her with some type of a Vulcan thing where
scanning device?
Just scan it.
But
No, she literally stole the actual file.
Because people don't understand Star Trek.
It looks like a zip disk.
Yeah.
But she basically, and then of course Michael was like, what the F? They wouldn't even tell you. She's starting to think there must be something going down with Spock that's worse than we even thought.
Yeah.
Because we knew he was submitted to psych ward, but we didn't know.
Or he submitted himself, that's what they say.
But we get back to I don't even know. Are they on the planet or are they just on a ship with the Klingons?
I think that's Kronos.
So they're I think they're on Kronos, and then we have Tyler's talking to Laurel, and he's kind of being honest. He's like, everyone looks at me and they just see a human. And she's like, you shouldn't care what they think and everything. He's like, no, but it's causing you problems.
Yeah.
You're basically, first of all, because you're a woman, because it would be very, very hard for the other families to accept.
A woman can fight in battle with men, but to be the leader, that's a different story altogether. And even her uncle was kind of giving him crap.
Yeah,
He's like,
and they're supposed to be family.
Family, yeah.
And I think they're giving him guff. He comes in and he basically gives him a greeting. And he kind of just, give him a little snarl. I was like, a bunch of jerks.
That's what he's saying. Come on, he can't even be nice to me.
And then she's like, I want them to see Volk, not Tyler. Then she kisses him and everything because she cares about him. And then he straight up says, whenever you're intimate with me, I feel like I'm being violated. So he's like, he ain't getting none tonight.
Well, because he's a human now.
Yeah,
and that would be painful.
Because Tyler loves Michael Burnham.
Yeah.
So he still has all Tyler inside of him.
Yeah.
So when he's with Laurel, it just feels like he wants to be with Michael Burnham.
Yeah, and that ticked her off. Well, anyone would be mad about that. What do you...
Yeah, so
that's a woman thing, definitely.
We're getting, there's going to be some rift there.
Yeah.
And then this is where, okay, all this stuff is a little bit interesting.
It's kind of interesting.
Then we get the first scene of, why do this? We get back to the... I did it again.
Discovery.
We get back to the Discovery.
I know.
And they're having a little meeting with Captain Pike, and they give him the medical file saying, here, use your access codes, whatever. Or whatever you got to do, let's look at this. It's like, I can't do that. No. I'm going to be violating all these protocols. There has to be a real
reason, yeah.
But didn't they have a real reason? Didn't they already establish that? But basically, then Michael Burnham and they're like, they woman-splain it to him.
What she said, yeah.
Yeah, she's like, I
know, I read it just like that or something like that. She's something stupid. It was so ridiculous. We had to pause it because we're like,
are you kidding me?
That's ridiculous. That's your reasoning?
So Pike tries to do it the right way. He contacts one of the other people's like, I need an update on my first officer, basically my science officer. And well, can't tell you. He's like, I'm the freaking his captain. I deserve something. And then they basically drop the bomb that he's wanted for murder because he straight up killed 3 people.
I was like, they have a Spock kill 3 people. That's just insane.
But remember in the previews we saw him fighting some of the medical staff?
But he didn't kill them.
Maybe he did.
Oh my goodness. They didn't do that to Spock.
Is Spock into a murderer now?
Yeah. Well, this just ruined his legacy, guys.
If you could ever go back and just crap all over a character from classic fiction and do it this way.
Yeah. Spock to me is up there in the top 20 best fictional characters of all time.
Like him now?
Yeah,
that seems to be the whole purpose of Discovery is to make you rethink, we changed that. Still like that.
But I don't want to accept it, though, because I can't believe Spock would ever do that.
So Pike's like, damn! So he ends the conversation, and he's looking over, and he just basically says, hey, Burnham, crack these files where we're going to see what's going on here, because at this point they're like, she's like, I don't believe my son would kill anyone. He's the kindest, most gentlest, most.
I hope that's the case.
Then Michael Burnham's like, no, he wouldn't have done that. And then Pike's like, yeah, that makes 3 of us. There's no way he would have killed someone without it being like a self-defense.
Especially 3 people. Like, it'd been one thing, maybe push someone accidentally kill, but 3 people?
Or like, wouldn't it have been better if it had been like, during one of the, he was having one of his session thing, he had an episode and he ended up breaking someone's ribs, he crippled another guy.
Oh, yeah.
Killed them? No. Did it have to be murder?
You can't be. No, that's Spock. No.
And this is where, again, they had the weird transitions, and now we have like weird camera work where it's all blurry, and because they're looking into the file, then the file becomes unblurry, then it gets blurry again, and like it's just this.
Oh, and there was a scene a little bit before too where it kept shifting.
That's when Tilly was talking to her crazy brain thing.
Yeah.
So I guess it's supposed to give us that disorientation, but it's.
Oh no, it's disoriented. I don't want to be disoriented though.
So they're cracking up the file and they're looking through things, and then we got basically she's explaining how when Spock was a boy, Sarek wouldn't allow him to have any of his emotions, and she started saying, well, I let none of my emotions show, and I was a bad mother to him.
See, that would make sense, though.
That makes a lot of that makes more sense. Then she's like, what are you talking about, Mom? Of course you can't call her Mom, but she's like, what are you talking about? You always showed us all love. She's like, well, I showed you love that Sarek wouldn't allow me to show Spock.
Because she's just a human, so that's fine. So Sarek that makes sense that he'd be like that. Well, she's just murdered.
Then why does Michael Burnham always act so Vulcanish?
Wouldn't she be more pleasant to be around? More, I don't know, show emotions.
It just feels contradictory, like that whole thing.
Yeah, it makes sense the way she's saying it, but it doesn't make sense how Burnham reacts now to things.
So this conversation goes for a while, and then we get hugging again because we got a hug. And then because they're going through his file and it's showing like all his images on screen. Then we start seeing pictures of the Red Angel, and they look like concept sketches for Mercy from Overwatch. But so it's just these bunch of these sketches. She knows those are Spock's drawings, and he had these visions when he was a little boy.
Then you see Growmaster
now. We see that she goes, oh no, I thought he let these go. I thought he got over it. But apparently he's not. He's having the visions again. So he had these Red Angel, red orb energy light things ever since he was a little boy.
That's insane.
What the hell?
It's crazy. It's and Spock mentioned it. And this is the thing that got me mad, because then they show the Red Angel again. I told Crimson, hey, didn't in the last episode Captain Pike see that angel on that videotape?
Yeah, that videotape
from those people from 2053, their ancestors, and he didn't mention this to Burnham.
Yeah, because
that would prove that what she saw was correct.
Then there's this really weird story. It's like odd. Michael Burnham, she talks about a time that she ran away from home and they couldn't find her. And then Spock knew exactly where she was. And they thought, oh, maybe he used logic, but he said, no, a Red Angel told me where she was. So Michael the Archangel told him where the last golden ticket was. No. but basically, right?
Michael the Archangel, what is this?
He whispered in my ear in a dream where the last golden ticket was.
This is not Mass Effect. This makes no sense.
It's so weird. And then, this whole time we thought he just used logic, but he kept insisting that the Red Angel was real. And then Michael Burnham's like, I saw this Red Angel too. So somehow it's connected to this family in some weird way.
Oh, no.
But they're not real family, so why? So it's not
it makes
blood.
sense. It kind of makes sense maybe for a Vulcan if he's trying to telepathically, but Michael Burnham has no telepathic ability. She's a human. She doesn't have any of this. But
Sarek can mind meld across galaxies, though. Remember that?
I know. How stupid.
So let's do more stupid crap. So then she's like, oh wow, okay. So I guess this Red Angel thing's like a real thing. And maybe that's why, Spock, distanced himself and everything. Michael Burnham goes, no, the reason why he distanced himself from me is for something I did. I'm like, oh God, here we go. What happened? What did she do? And thank God it wasn't something weird and sexual.
Oh, thank goodness.
Maybe that might be down the road.
I'm just hoping that it doesn't.
It's not. Hopefully this is the real reason why they don't have a relationship. Basically, she said, if anyone remembers from season 1, they should have did a previously in season 1. Michael Burnham was picked up because she was, I don't know if she was on a planet or something, but
I think it was a colony.
A colony, and Vulcan extremist terrorist attack. Everyone got killed but Michael Burnham, so Sarek adopted her. She was always fearful that the extremists would target her family. So she just distanced herself from Spock. She goes, Spock was like her shadow.
Yeah.
Spock was like her kid brother that would always hang around her. Then she came to the conclusion, logically, I needed to distance myself to protect him.
Yeah, but you're thinking you can't do that years later. That's stupid. It's over with now. Why would that matter?
And yeah, I know, but she did say.
Well, no, but at that point we didn't know that though. But then I know what you're about to say.
Then she goes, well, what did you tell him? And then she basically is not saying anything. So she's like, well, it must be really bad. So what do you think she told him? That I hated you, I resent you, I wish I was never brought to this family.
Oh my God, they're gonna make Michael Burnham the villain in that situation.
But she did it for a good reason. So it's okay.
but you know what I'm saying though.
But she did it for a good reason.
But you're making her negative.
No, everything. No, you're not. She's even more positive now because she's willing to do the hard choices. See what I'm saying? You're gonna always spin it.
Yeah,
to where she's perfect.
They can spin it that way, but that's not how I see it because it's silly. I don't think the Separatists, how are they going to get to their house? Like, are they going to blow up his house? Yeah, they're going to kill Sarek. They would be hated on Vulcan if they did that. But
here's the thing. They know she's there. Why would treating Spock like garbage? Maybe she thought if I'm alone, like somewhere off, away from home, and he's ruining
Now, this happened when they were little kids. Maybe a little kid would think that, but not if they're like adults.
See, they never said when she decided to do
That's
this
what I'm
with
saying.
Spock. But even a little kid, he held on to this resentment all these years. Wow,
that makes
Spock
make him look like a prick, yeah.
And then, she even kind of is getting like, Burnham's getting like sad, like almost crying, and it's like, and then, well, if you tell me, and she just walks out of the room.
The same thing, remember?
Sarek did the same thing. I would be like, you're telling me exactly what you said.
What's this big sis? I want to know. I want to find out because it's just annoying me now. What did you tell him? What was it?
So, Michael Burnham gets a call, and she's like, we'll have to take this, and it's Tyler. He's contacting her, and they have that weird hollow phone thing. So in her room, it's like a blue image.
And then in the scene before that, it was just a regular screen. Like they keep.
But they did mention that one of the kids still uses the screen. What do you mean? That's how it was all the way.
There was no. All starships were all standard for the most part. There are differences, but they weren't these radical differences.
But why do this hologram thing if it doesn't match up in anything?
Why don't you just?
Not even Next Generation, not even Deep Space Nine did they use this hologram thing.
Well, they did briefly. Yeah, but that was experimental then.
Yeah,
and that was 100 years after this.
Ridiculous.
It's silly.
So why keep bringing it up? Just shut the hell up and just use the hologram.
Yeah, you're like you said. It's the same thing with the Klingons. You messed up already. It's already.
So they're having a little conversation back and forth, and they're talking about how, like, things we get the. He basically is confiding in her that it's like, I feel like I'm a detriment to her and all that kind of stuff, because he kind of is.
Yeah.
Michael Burnham's like, I'm kind of going through my own stuff right now, and you can tell that they kind of want to reconnect. But he's like, well, I'm here in Klingon. I decided to be here. I'm with L'Rell, but you can tell he wants to be with Michael, and Michael wants to be with him. You can just tell by the way they're talking, that's weird nervousness.
Yeah.
But they have their conversation, and we get back to the bridge, and we see Suru, and they're doing like cadet that commander training.
They have this high important classified mission. They're doing cadet training.
Yeah,
and Starfleet's for that.
Yeah, one thing was, again, you were telling me how Wesley did something similar.
Well, sure, but it was a starbase.
They sent to a starbase to do this.
Yeah,
they're going to do this on the bridge of a ship that's on the top secret mission.
Now, if there were already Starfleet officers, if you want to take the command test, they would do it on the ship. But these are cadets.
Yeah, this is like a weird training program thing.
So weird. They're treating like this is the academy. No, this is. But again, it's always that's kind of that high school thing. Oh, look, that kind of thing. But before that, remember when he said he wanted the Federation to interfere? They can't. It's an internal matter of the Klingons. She
was kind of like, it's weird. He's like, I want to keep you like abreast of the situation, but it's like we can't do anything.
No, see,
not officially.
But this is why they don't understand Star Trek. Right here, these writers.
It's weird, but we get to this whole training thing, and then of course there's other candidates going up for this, and again, it's the Burger King Kids Club. You have one of every race. And until he just happens to be the only white person.
And it's so funny because even they're like her that pose is like there too, like standing there like she's listening to him like, this is crazy.
And she's like whispering in her ear, it's like, where's the captain? And he's like, oh, she's like, oh, no, this is the captain right here. And she's kind of whispering to her imaginary friend.
I didn't realize it there.
And no one else on the bridge is like, why is Tilly acting weird?
But even for Tilly, it's just weird.
So they're like going to be doing some scans or something like that. She's like, oh, right in, and of course, we have Pike. He's a cool guy, and he's like, oh, he's like talking to her, he's like cracking jokes and stuff, yeah. And her little imaginary friend's getting like angry with him.
She goes, that's not the captain. What do you mean? That is the captain. And it's weird that he would be training a person. He's the captain when someone else.
I guess it's all happening in different stations.
I guess, maybe. I'm hoping that's what it is.
Yeah, because, you picked Tilly out. Oh, she's special? Oh, jeez. I just wanted the next episode, all of a sudden she's like in his bed or something. Oh, God, no. Just,
I don't know.
If it was Kirk, maybe.
Kirk can do that. Come on, Pike, really? I just wanted that.
So they have this whole conversation where she's trying to, do her tasks, But she's basically barking in her ear. We need a captain. You're messing up my plans and everything. And just being super
And
mean.
one
to
time
her.
when she say, "What plans?" I would have said, "What are you talking about? Tell me your plan." It's crazy.
So she's trying to work, and then she starts yelling at her imaginary friend, and everyone thinks she's yelling at the captain.
Yeah.
Calling him a liar, and you tricked me and everything. And no one's saying anything. So my
But Cyril was like,
could they burn him? Or burn him, connect Tilly. Well, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, your captain's asking you questions, these outbursts.
that's what you would do in that situation.
But then she starts having like a freak out, like full-blown mental breakdown. She's like, I quit, and just walks away. They let her just walk away.
yeah.
I thought Suru would be like, we're going to the med bay together.
See, that would have been a moment for Stewart to do that. What's going on?
Whatever's happening with you, Tilly, you can tell me anything. No,
know
they
what's
just let her walk off.
No, because what if she wouldn't go kill herself?
I know
just
she was
bizarre.
having this really whack,
But basically, Stewart wouldn't say anything in front of everyone. As soon as they got to Turbo, she'd say, "Hey, Tilly, what's going on? We're taking you to the middle way. Tell me what's happening." That's what he would do.
I'm not talking to you as your superior officer. I'm talking to you as someone
friend.
who cares about you.
Yeah.
But yeah, really dumb. I thought that was just an odd
Because they
thing
don't know protocol,
that no
though.
one would go with her, especially after a loud outburst like that, where it was
Yelling at the captain.
Yeah.
That's-
Oh, just let it go to her room or whatever. No, you're under direct order to go to med bay, sick bay, and figure something out
Yeah.
because you obviously are either having just through stress, like an emotional breakdown, they're gonna just let you walk away. But we get back to Tyler, and he's like, like rubbing his hands and stuff and everything. It was, I guess, when he rubbed the paint off that guy's face.
Oh, you even watch this thing that have water where you just
Yeah.
put it in the water.
And then he thinks someone's spying on him, but you kind of see someone run by and he's like looking for him. Then he thinks it's, Laurel's family. What are you doing? Well, you guys don't trust me or whatever. And he kind of gets in one of the family members' faces, and he's like,
Well, yes, it did one of the blades.
yeah, and he's like, you know what? Okay, Laurel's gonna hate me for this, but I'm gonna show you something. Is why all this secrecy. Then we see like this, like I don't know,
Looks like a big goblet thing.
or like a fireplace.
Fireplace, yeah, you're
I'm
like-
like, what the hell is this? He had a baby.
Yep.
And they've been hiding it this whole time. And I guess they explained that she got pregnant with Volk's child before he even had his transformation.
Yep.
So they had this baby like in stasis or something. It's weird.
Well, they explain it when Laurel he tells them everything. At that point.
yeah, they're talking to one of the things, and she's like, "Oh, he wasn't activated or something." It's really hard to understand what the hell she's saying because the makeup their mouths are like. But I guess that's why he's so young, because he would be way older. So I guess that's how Klingon babies they like can keep them. We see the word activated, so
But I think I'm thinking maybe this is a special situation because she knew what he was going to
happening.
go through. Yeah, like the transformation. She thought maybe that might be a problem.
she didn't even want to know her son.
Yeah, she didn't even meet him. Which
Yeah,
is bizarre.
because she had to just not want anything to do
Yeah.
with it. But and he's like, "Well, what the hell? Why we have a family? What are you gonna?" He was being more of a responsible person than she was.
Yeah, he was like, "Come on, we gotta
take care of this kid, and this is our responsibility as his parents. This is what we got to do." We get back to Michael Burnham and the touch thing. This is the scene where she talks about the Red Angel and everything and how she ran away and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like, whatever. It's just a weird situation. And she like kisses her, but it's like the way the angle looked like she kissed her on the lips, but she kissed her on the cheek. It's like, oh,
I'm surprised before that they didn't flip the camera around
why wasn't the camera constantly
or
tumbling?
spinning around this way. They'll do that.
So that's when that conversation happened. Then we get back to he's gonna I'm gonna go get my son. And son's gone. Someone kidnapped him.
They don't have a name for the son either, which is bizarre.
because I guess they did they wanted to make it where this kid didn't exist.
Yeah.
Because I guess that's huge in Klingon. Like you have to give your child a name. One of the family members is like hanging. So
I
someone
think that
killed-
was their uncle.
Yeah, that was like one of the family members. Like, damn, someone stole my baby. And we see a hologram projection of that old man from the beginning.
He looks cool. I like the way
He stole the baby, and like an asshole, he put the markings on that baby too, like haha, like more defiance. Then we get the dumbest plot device of all time.
Oh yeah.
Somehow, some way, he put a listening device in his face paint. So when Tyler attacked him and like tried to wipe the thing on his face, it got on his skin, and that was a listening device. The f?
This is what it would have been like. I put that face paint because I knew it antagonized you, and when you did, I put a little device on you.
Yeah, I slipped it onto your collar, or like when we were.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
No, the paint itself. That's how I'm understanding is what he said.
That's all he knew to paint. I know he'd probably do it to antagonize him. That's why he had the paint. But he's gonna try to take the paint off of him. How would he know he's gonna do that?
So he knows everything. He knows he's been contacting Starfleet, and he's a traitor. And he's like, "I'll give you your baby back, but you have to sign over chancellorship to me."
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay, we
Well,
gonna
and
save our
then
friend.
she's like, and then in exchange, I'll let Taylor and the baby go. They can get off the planet. They can go.
But the thing is, she's like, yeah, right, you're gonna kill all of us. As soon as I sign this over, you're gonna... Of course, he's not gonna let them live.
I know, but that's what he said.
That was like the deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, the deal of bullcrap.
Yeah.
So Tilly finally confides in someone that she's seeing things. So she talks to Michael Burnham because that's like her closest friend. I get that.
But they didn't tell Burnham at the time when she was doing this stuff with her mom.
Yeah.
She had to do it afterwards. Well, you think they wouldn't want to tell Burnham, hey, your best friend
is having a mental breakdown. You think you can come talk to her?
And they're roommates.
Especially Suru.
Yeah, and they're roommates on top of it.
It's kind of... It's just
stupid.
It's the setup by all the other stuff. So I understand why she went to Michael first.
Yes.
But we know that Stamets has confided in Tilly with seeing his dead husband.
And you wouldn't think that would be...
And you think, I'm kind of having a similar situation. Maybe I should talk to him.
And Stamets hasn't told anyone else but her. So you didn't think you would...
It's so weird that she went straight to Michael.
That's just a weird little thing, yeah.
And then she's like, she's like, oh, Michael, have you been crying? And then Michael's like, oh, I what's up with you? So they're both having problems. This is really funny because I don't know if this was meant to be an insult. She's like, tell me your problems, Tilly. I need a problem I can solve. So it was like, you're a simple person. Give me something easy. Give me a softball.
I don't think that she meant it that way, but it sounded that way.
Sounded that way.
It's like, oh, geez.
You're a simple
I know, you're
person.
so dumb. You're a simpleton. My problems are way too big for you.
And then she basically says, after I had that contact with that dark matter rock thing, I'm seeing a ghost of a girl that I knew in junior high, and she died, and she's talking to me, and she's here, and I don't know what's going on. And
I think I'm having a mental breakdown, yeah.
And like, Michael Burnham is not saying anything. She's just like taking it in. It's almost like, say something. Am I actually crazy? Then it's super weird because then, like, of course, her imaginary friends, they're like screaming at her, making like, you need to show me the real captain. You didn't give me like that. She's like, on that. We kept thinking, oh my God, is she talking about Lorca?
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, not Lorca. Anything but that guy. Please let him just be dead forever. So then she's like, you know what, Tilly, I need to come up with a new plan. I'm leaving now. So she leaves. Tells Michael, oh, she's gone now. And she like complained about like her crying.
And this didn't know what crying is. What are you doing? She didn't know. And she tells Burnham that, and Burnham's like, well, how could she not know that? She's a human.
And then she even uses like the thing like, what teenage girl doesn't know what crying is? Like, yeah, effing right. There's no. The funny thing is, no human being, let alone a teenage girl. But see, this is
where her smarts make sense. Like, oh, Burnham's actually logically figuring this out.
So she's like, there's someone you need to talk to. And she's like, you need to talk to Stamets. Ding, 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 ding. What I've been saying from the very effing beginning. Yeah. He literally, I don't know why didn't Tilly think of that?
It would have made more sense if she didn't tell Tilly, then Tilly wouldn't know. But she knew.
She knew that he's been having these weird
hallucinations.
Like hallucinations. If they're like, someone's reaching to me from beyond the next realm of realities. But it's funny how it isn't that, but when we get to that, it's just another thing that was weird. So we get back to, I'm assuming it's on Kronos, and they're having a little meeting. He's like, hey, sign this over. You're giving me chancellorship.
It's like a thumbprint almost. Yeah.
But again, I brought this up, but wouldn't there have to be like a meeting of all the houses?
Yes.
Unless she like died in battle, and then it like was.
But that's be a combat situation. But this isn't at this moment. It's not. But
so they're like, okay, we're gonna have a little throwdown. It's like 6-on-2.
Where's her guards at? She's the chancellor. She would have guards.
No, she has nothing.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think she does because it doesn't look like any of these people on her team. So her and Tyler take on 6 other Klingons.
These are Klingon males.
And Tyler's just human. He doesn't have any type of strength. So they have a little battle, and that's an okay fight. It's just weird that it was like 6-on-2, and
then I just hate the way the Bathlets look. I'm sorry, I'm never gonna like.
They look like bows without strings.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Because they're very round.
Yeah, the ends of the tips. That's weird.
Like, just be a blade.
Yeah.
But they end up fighting, and
it was brutal too.
So because they're like gutting people and slicing throats, and blood's going everywhere. Then it gets down to just the old man who stole the baby. So like he like stepped aside and like let them fight.
But that was another weird thing. You notice the blood was red. The red blood's actually purple for Klingons.
Yeah.
See, I know that from the movies, but like Star Trek movies, but it's like...
Yeah, because when his face got shot, it was
purple,
everywhere.
Yeah. Purplish pink.
Yeah, it's like a fuchsia.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of Predator, how they have glowing green blood.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and there's just like a kind of a off purple.
Yeah.
So he like whips out this Star Wars stun staff thing that can stun 2 people standing side by side.
That makes sense for Star Wars, but...
Explain this to me. In what crazy situation will you know that both your attackers are going to be side to side? What if they were walking front to back? How would he have shocked both of them at the same
Well,
time?
no, you know what it is, Mike? Is he's like Batman. He has all the gadgets.
Yeah, he has all these. He knew exactly to use
from his
this
utility belt.
his futility belt.
Yeah.
So he shocks her, and he's like, "Oh, you're being, paralysis," and they're all shocked, and then forces her thumbprint on there to like transfer over the chancellorship, and then they're like, "Oh," I'm like, "How the hell are they gonna get out of this?" Then we get the scene that was in the trailer of like that we thought was another alien species, but it's freaking Giorgio.
But Mike, even Kristen figured that out.
Yeah, and I'm like, ugh. So
and she has a little ghost from Destiny help her out.
Or the note it really reminded me of. This is going old school. Remember Phantasy Star?
Yeah.
Online, you had that little pod thing that floated up your shoulder, and it just kills everyone, and it vaporizes them. This is full blown. Like,
yeah, there's gonna be nothing left.
Then she shoots a stasis bubble thing. Why not just take and then have them fall down like a shocker? No, she like puts them in this floaty bubble, and then just guts them.
Yeah.
Just kills them because man, try to steal my baby. No one taking my baby away. Straight up kills him, and then we see that it's Giorgio, and Tyler knows it's the Emperor.
Yeah.
He knows for a fact.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I'm just regular Giorgio. He. It's like, come on, shut the hell up. Everyone
he knows. Okay, he was there. We didn't remember.
So she's basically saying, it's important that L'Oreal stays Chancellor, and that's important
because it makes a stability for the Klingons of Federation.
And then she's like talking to her and basically saying, "You need to kill Tyler." She's like, "Well," puts a sword to her throat, and she's like, "Well, you need to kill your baby too." Because they're loose ends that can cause you to
lose. But at least
your...
she had the decency to tell Tyler to leave the room before this. She's like, that's kind of like, we're going to kill you now.
Tell your old man to step out. So she's like all up in her face, like, we got to, Georgia's like, we got to do something about this situation. So I'm like, oh, maybe they're going to come up with some plan. We get back to Stamets, and he's like doing scans on Tilly. And of course, the camera starts upside down and then rolls into the scene.
Why?
This is like the 7th time it happens.
Oh, I said it happens a lot.
It's so ridiculous. So finally, what was supposed to be happening from the very effing beginning, they're doing like a scan on her, and she's in the room. Her imaginary friend's in the room. You need the captain. That guy's the captain. And she's like, no, he's not. She's like, no, he flies this thing right here. So they thought because he's the one who pilots the spore drive, he's the captain.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that was the I guess kind of like the little. There's 2 reveals. That was like the first reveal. Oh, that's why she thought. She's saying blonder, short. I'm like, oh god, because Lorca had, but he didn't really have blonde hair.
Black hair.
I don't think maybe who the hell is she talking about? It was Stamets the whole time. And she's like, you need it. You're my last chance. You got to help. It's like, what does this entity want?
Why don't she just tell her? I want to tell he ask. Because they don't communication people, come on.
So Stamets figures out you have a parasite.
And it's all like all over her chest, like all over the place.
Like it's inside of her. Yeah. And remember at the end of season 1, there was a little green because after all the spores went in the room, a little green spore.
And I remember I said that too. I bet you it's that spore thing.
And we thought it was Lorca. Like, oh, that's like his essence or something. It's whatever this is. Maybe it is Lorca. Just
I hope not.
God, please don't let it be Lorca. God.
And they go, how come it was my friend Johnny? Because they're just going to get one of your memories. Oh, that memory. She remembers her. And she trusted her. That's what it is.
And so they find out it's this thing, and it's all up in her. And then Stamets, they're like, well, what do we got to do? Well, we got to get it out of you. And the thing is, because Stamets isn't a doctor, he's an engineer. Yeah. So he's like, we're going to get this thing out of you, and just does it.
Yeah, and it's like a weird, like,
Ghostbuster thing.
Ghostbuster, like a portal thing sucking like the portal pack.
That was the thing she used to grab that little piece of the rock.
And it was funny before that because she goes, I don't want to do that. And then she stopped for the minute because the Andy's telling her, and then tells her, no, get this out of me. I don't want this in me. I don't care. This is crazy.
Because I know it's not really her.
Yeah.
It's something else pretending to be her. So he's like, this is going to kind of hurt. And just turns it on.
Give her a moment. Tell her.
Or at least strap her down a little bit, maybe.
And put something in her mouth so she doesn't crush her teeth.
So he hits her with the freaking...
And this looks painful.
He hits her with the proton pack. And this gobbledygook comes out of her.
Well, no more sense to go in the thing. Why would it go like that?
Here's the thing: did it come out of her pores? Did it come out of her mouth?
I know. In Voyager, they had the episode where they had that virus that's in you that comes out of you and becomes like a physical thing, but they never had that.
It's weird. It kind of just pops out of her.
It goes from the macro world to the micro world.
Yeah. So they're like, oh, unknown thing, and then Sue even pulls out his face. Like, I don't know what the hell this damn thing is.
And they put it around like a bubble, but they never.
Did they have that?
They have like and first that one where it's like a straight up and down.
Maybe since they're in the engineering room where the engine is, maybe it's a containment field.
Maybe like a self-contained, but they didn't explain it though.
Yeah,
I don't think about we were light on the tech again, which I didn't like.
Yeah, very very light on technology. Then we get back to L'Oreal. And it made me laugh and smile in a stupid way because it doesn't make sense. She's speaking Klingon, and it has English subtitles. She starts to speak English, then there's Klingon subtitles. Like,
I know you're being cute, but it's stupid. It's cringy, guys. It's terrible.
it's just, I don't know. This is an hour-long episode, so when this happened, I'm just like, oh God, please, what the hell? What is this?
What is going on?
But she starts to explain, basically explaining that Volk Tyler was a betrayer, and
he communicated with Burnham, which he did.
Yeah, which he did do, and then he killed my son. Then he tried to kill me, but then my uncle defended me, but it was completely the other way around.
But she said that other guy defended her too. The one who tried to betray her. Yeah.
They weren't family. Yeah. Said that Tyler killed the uncle, came after her after killing the baby, and then that other guy stepped in another house.
So make him the hero, which is actually smart.
And saying, like, look, the house has defended other houses. Yeah. And he sacrificed his life for his emperor and everything, which is all BS. Then she's like...
she's an emperor. Chancellor. It makes sense. They would
I'm not going to show these images because they're kind of creepy. She basically says, well, I killed him, shows his head, like his dead head. And then, he killed my baby, and then shows the dead baby's head. Like, I'm not going to show that. It's really gross.
But again, this is Klingon, so they would do it like that. And she takes that and dumps it into the fire.
Yeah, the Mordor. The fire's a Mount Doom. She throws his head in the fire. I'm thinking, oh God. Then she, like, keeps the baby's head. And then she does this speech. It's like...
And I guess what it was going to be at the end. Oh,
she's like, I'm no longer your chancellor. I'm something way more.
We pause it there, and they go, well, I bet you watch its mother. I said, you watch my brother and daughter's mother.
You can call me mother, for you're all my children.
Where have we heard that before, Mike?
Yeah, there's a certain political person who referred to all of his citizens as his children. Because you're too stupid to make your own decisions. We have to have someone to tell you, you're babies and I'm your daddy. No,
go to heck on that one.
So that's how she unites the houses. But I thought
all up to that point it was solid. But then they have to put their little SJW thing in there.
And the way they had a woman explain to Captain Pike and how it's just... So we get to another ship. Like, what ship's this? And it's a Section 31 ship.
We've never seen before.
Because they always are just one person that's on another ship. Yeah. And they're secret. See, now they have like their own little like fleet of ships. Now,
well, what's weird, I remember when they interrogated Bashir, who's in the holodeck thing, and that was apparently a ship or a base
or something.
Something we don't know. We've never seen it.
But their ship looks very again, everything's dark and blue and scary, and we see Tyler like, whoa, I thought he got his head chucked into Mount Doom.
I knew they saved him.
Basically, they use like a fake clone thingy to do it, and he has his baby. So okay, they basically told the world, hey, we're gonna make it to where you killed your husband, showing you that you have strength. That you don't believe in that human trash, and you can reunite the houses, and we'll put you even higher. We boosted you even higher now, but in return, we got to work together.
See, what makes sense? Section 9 would do this. They would interfere. Like that. They would do that.
Then we see Tyler's on the ship, and he's talking to Giorgio, and he's like, "Well, who has the power to do this?" Section 31. Section 31 is not like known by everyone.
Nah.
It's kind of ridiculous that it's very. Almost open.
But the thing is, they would know, but not everyone in Starfleet would know.
Yeah, it's almost common knowledge at this point.
I mean, remember, the only guy that got leaked out when it happened with Bashir and Sloan, and that was 100 years later.
I don't know. The ship looks kind of cool. It's like double deck.
And then they decided to take her son to the monastery. That's another planet where... Well, a little context of the Klingons. When the Klingons looked up to the stars, that was a star they always wanted to go to. That was so far away, but then they got technology and they made it a monastery.
And he's going to let his son grow up to be a monk.
Yeah.
And they're like, these monks are the great. They believe in Kahless 1,000,000%. Yeah. So he'll be protected and raised. He's not going to be able to leave or.
That was a kind of cool.
So it's kind of thing. So like he's got a They mentioned someone, right? I forgot what they mentioned.
Kahless.
Yeah, Kahless. No, but it was someone's son. And you said he was a baby at the time?
That was before. I think they did. Now it wasn't Cole, but it was one of the other friends that Jadzia knew. But he's a baby at this point.
So that was a fun little thing saying.
See, that's a cool throwback right there. Yeah.
But then they're like, basically going to let Tyler join Section 31. And then there's that other guy who recruited Giorgio in that little extended scene they showed that trailer like a year ago. And he just looks like this weird rough and tumble mean guy. It's like, and you need to work on your speech. He's in. Okay. And that's the end of the episode.
What gets me about that, though, is the fact that thing about Section 31, they're more suave than that. He seems like a brute. They're not. That's not Section 31. They'll make it look like someone else did it, and they had nothing to do with it.
I'm imagining there's all kinds of like the agents, whatever. I don't know what they call their thing. So there's probably people that are the muscle.
But Sloan is not sloppy at that at all.
Yeah, I know. This guy just looks like you just look at him. Oh, he's evil dude.
Yeah, because when they wanted the the friggin' when Bashir lied and said he had the cure for the changelings that they made, he goes, well, I could just blow up your ship. That's not you, Solomon. You're not going to blow up my medical station. That's too. You're going to get there nice that looks like nothing happened. See, that's Section 31.
I kind of like how Section 31 used to be like they walk in the room, give you like an ultimatum, and you're like, oh, I'm not going to do that. Okay, we'll just have to do what we have to do. And they just like walk out of the room. This is more brute force, punch you in the face.
That's not Section 31.
They're almost like the mob.
Yeah, that's not them. They have mob tactics, but they're very clean about it.
You won, I should mess you up. You know, like my mom just be like that, right? You get a heavy, he's going to break your fingers.
No, it was Cole.
Yeah, what's Cole? Yeah.
The Hardmaster, that was the one that, the last one that died when he defended that converter crate to get the Dominion so they could escape.
See, that's a cool little callback there.
Yeah.
So this episode had cool moments, but just weird, stupid crap about...
Again, like the last episode, just take that stupid crap. This is like almost a 7.5.
And it would make the episode shorter, too, which would be nice. Stop spinning the camera. No, I understand they want that cinematic look, but starting the camera upside down and rolling it into scene, stop doing that. That's really stupid.
Yeah.
The Red Angel stuff, I need some more answers. Come on.
It's too... I don't like this mystery because this is not how Star Trek is.
Yeah, it's very Star Wars-y.
Yeah, and
it's like a Mass Effect thing. And then Spock killing people.
No. It's not as bad as the other thing, but it's pretty close. It's pretty close.
And it's Spock, during one of his nightmare, he lashed out and ended up hurting, and blinded one guy, and then he broke another dude's arm. No, murdered them.
Yeah.
No, not Spock, not my Spock. No, I don't like that. But,
he has killed people in self-defense, but that's different. This isn't self-defense. He just killed these people. No.
I want Klingon subtitles on everything.
Oh, no.
All the time. So, some decent stuff, some stupid stuff, some cool stuff, and some really dumb stuff. It's always this weird mixed bag of crap. Why can't it just all be good? Because the dumb stuff, if you would have took it out, would it have changed anything in this episode? No, it just made it better.
It would have just made it a C. A solid C, C+. Not have to give it a 6 out of 10, or 5 out of 10, 5.5, because that's just, no.
I don't know.
And then other things, too, just like literally, like, how they didn't even escort Tilly, like you said, the medical bay at that point.
Yeah, they just let her walk off. Oh, shit, a mental breakdown. Let her on her way.
That wouldn't happen. Diamond Picard, can Mr. Worf, can you escort her to the sick bay, please? That'd be the end of it. He wouldn't sit there.
And he'd be like, of course he'd be, he wouldn't be like, grab you by the arm. Of course he'd be like, I need to be with you, but just in case you understand that.
Yeah,
I don't want you, berating the medical staff or anything like that. I'm going to just
we don't need 3 more dead bodies like Spock.
Yeah, Spock going around just killing everyone. I think that's that scene in the trailer where he pinched one dude, and I guess...
And why would he still have a beard? That's not Spock.
Because he didn't want to shave. Shaving sucks.
I don't like shaving, but they have good technology to shave, though.
So that wraps up this episode. Again, it just leaves me feel underwhelmed more than anything else.
Because there's such potential. Again, like the last week's, such potential, and they don't know how to write because they don't know the canon. That's why you don't go in the past. I was mentioning another.
Oh yeah, you said that there was a scene where when she was talking about how she ran away from home. So we had to tell the High Council. There was no Vulcan High Council.
No, there was no. So that dissolved in Archer when Sarak's teachings was found again by that ancient device. And they dissolved the High Command.
So when she's like, tell the High Command, what?
There's no High Command.
So that's little things like that. That's what I'm talking about in the beginning. I was like, there's continuity errors, and that's one of them. It's not the biggest thing in the world, but
I know, because I'm a direct Star Trek
That's
fan.
why it's so hard to go in the past, because you could have literally told the story in the future, everything.
It's hard to do it when you go in the past for one episode, let alone a whole series.
Yeah. Next week, they had a little preview for next week's episode. Seward looks like he might be dying. But, I don't know. We'll see. I doubt they'll kill him. That would suck because I actually like Siri.
Don't kill off one of the good characters.
He's my favorite character in the series so far.
Pike would be second.
And the little baby head.
I'm gonna use it as a head ornament.
She's like, wears it as a necklace. Damn.
Well, it is Klingons, but even for Klingons, that's like more like Dominion. That's like Jem'Hadar stuff.
But so yeah, that's gonna wrap it up this episode. I can't really think of anything else.
I just like the little ship going in the beginning. Of
it was in the thing. Just weird transitions.
Yeah,
but we gotta be a movie.
What was also weird too is I remember the first season they were in contact with with Starfleet Command, and you didn't see any of that.
Except for when he wanted to learn about Spock.
That was it. And that was a medical guy. That wasn't necessarily a admiral. Especially this most high classified mission, we're not gonna.
They would have to have daily updates.
Yeah, you think? Let's say, they want radio silence. Like, give us a Star Trek answer.
Yeah, they don't need to worry about it. They'll cover that in the previously in season 3. Then they'll talk about it.
And then they go back and try to fix what they did. Just because you're already doing what you're doing. Man, I don't know at this point. Just keep going with it.
Yeah, just stick with it.
Yeah.
Don't try to appease. See, when you try to please everyone, you end up just pissing off everyone.
Yeah, that's what you did.
But that's gonna wrap it up this episode. I've been your host, Crimson Sin.
Infinite DPCA.
See you guys later.
See you later. Bye.
Crimson Sin here. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like, sub, and share. Also, for the most up-to-date information about the podcast, follow us on Twitter at C15 Podcast.